kind of hat is that? A mount me hat?
Please do not touch my vehicle.
Is this yours? You own this?
That is my issued vehicle. Do not...
Is it illegal to touch your vehicle? What law is that?
I asked you not to touch the vehicle. I didn't say it was a law. It doesn't have to be a law. That's me requesting it.
Okay, well, do I have to listen to your request? Give me $5.
Absolutely not.
Okay, it was the same fucking
Can
thing.
you run that 29 Jeremy Bartlett, please? For if you would attach him to this call. You think I wouldn't recognize you?
You think I give a shit?
Okay. So if, I've got to know why are you doing this stuff? This is not me yelling at you. This is just me asking as a human.
Doing what?
Recording.
Exercising my rights? I mean, don't you think everybody should use their rights and exercise them?
Oh yeah, I fully agree with that.
Okay. So what are we talking about then?
If you don't mind me asking, how much research have you put into this?
To what? This?
Yes.
To this place?
No, to where you can and cannot record. I'm not saying...
Oh, a ton.
Ton? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, about a year's worth before I even started doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yep.
So, from my understanding...
All right, guys, it starts off simple, but you can already feel the attitude. A basic question turns into tension the moment the officer tells him not to touch the vehicle. No law cited, no clear authority, just a personal request. And when the man flips the logic back, it hits hard. This isn't about law anymore. It's about control. Right from the jump, you see the difference between a lawful order and just someone wanting compliance.
I will have to double check, but from my understanding, the parking lot is city property. All of this sidewalk is not. This is property of the businesses.
Well, they're public businesses.
They might be public businesses, but in the state of Illinois, because I have had to deal with this before, in the state of Illinois, even if it is a public business, the public business has been designated by the state that it can be identified as a private, and the employees or the designees of the employees
Listen to this.
can request that you be trespassed from the property.
If I'm committing a crime first.
No, so here's the deal with trespassing. You do not have to commit a crime to
That's
be
false.
trespassed.
Well, go ahead and trespass me from here.
They have not requested that, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, you can do it, yeah. I mean, it happens all the time, but
discretion, yes.
It is illegal to trespass somebody from public property. Say me and you own a piece of property.
How is it illegal to trespass somebody from private?
It's not private.
Public business, private buildings.
Well, maybe if I was inside there or inside a restricted area, then you would be correct. But I haven't been inside the business, and
Would you mind referencing the case law regarding this?
Branchburg v. Hayes, anywhere the public has a right to be.
Grants v. Hayes?
Branchburg v. Hayes.
Branchburg?
V. Hayes.
V. Hayes.
V. Verse.
I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm not sure about that one.
But I can just tell you right now, the Code of Federal Regulations.
Now listen, this is where it gets interesting. The conversation shifts into rights, research, and what's actually allowed in public spaces. The man clearly knows what he's talking about, referencing laws and case history, while the officer struggles to keep up. Instead of clarity, you get uncertainty. Public property, private property, trespass, it all starts getting mixed together. And that confusion, that's exactly where rights get violated, if you don't know better.
107, or it might be 102.7-420. DHS put out a memo in 2013, I think it was, or 2015, redacted, and then re-released it in 2018. And that is the CFR for it, if you wanted to look that up. We don't need permission to go inside our public offices, and that's from DHS.
But you can be trespassed from them.
If I'm disrupting or if I'm causing some kind of... Okay, well...
You do not have to have a reason to be trespassed from a property.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
I mean, you could try it. I mean, yeah, you can trespass me from there. Only if I'm in restricted areas I mean,
If you were on the property.
there's a bunch of.
Technically, you're not on the property right now.
Well, I mean, I'll step back on it. I'm going to go back on it. But there's several subsections of probably what you're looking up, and you probably read one of them. I get they a lot of times in like the other places there they have the
Thank you. It's 10:50.
they have the state supported land statute, and that's probably what you're talking about. State supported land, you can be trespassed if you're in like a restricted area, if you've been asked to leave. Okay.
Restricted area has nothing to do with it. It is if you have been asked to leave.
Well, I mean, they can ask all day long.
And then you refuse, and then you get charged with criminal trespass to.
That's not how. For one, I'm just going to let you know, Pemberton. That's not how.
All right, now we're deep into the debate. The officer claims you don't need a crime to trespass someone, while the man pushes back, explaining the limits and conditions. This is where knowledge becomes power. One side is speaking in assumptions. The other is breaking things down step by step. And you can see it. The officer isn't fully confident. That hesitation says everything. When a law isn't clear in their mind, they start leaning on authority instead.
In
Trespass
I
works.
did want to, if you would please, it's PEM, not PEBBERT.
Well, yeah, I mean, I really.
And that's actually how I figured out who you were, because when I worked in the county jail, you spelled my name wrong all the time too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about that. They get the gist of it.
So why wear the mask if everybody already knows who you are?
I have COVID.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want me to give it to you, I can surely take it off.
I was just at a house that I most likely just got it at too.
Oh, well, yeah. I try to, because I'm going into these other public offices, and I have lawful and legal business to be there. So if you trespass me while I'm
you don't mind me asking what's your business for the
I do.
Facilities?
I do have legal and lawful business. That's all I'm going to tell you, because you don't work for these businesses, so I don't have to explain it to you.
That's why I said I was just asking.
Yeah. Some of it I've already took care of. Some of it I might go back and do other stuff.
Okay. So when should I expect you at my office to request a FOIA?
Well, I still haven't got my last one.
Well, you did not fill out a proper FOIA form.
So I'm going to educate you some more. In Illinois, there is no standard form.
You also did not provide enough information for it to be added into the FOIA. From my understanding, I'm not 100% sure there.
All I have to do is leave you guys a way to get me the information. I don't have to leave a name, a number. I don't have to leave all that. I do these all over.
Okay, then how do you, whenever you go in and say, hey, can I get my FOIA?
I don't. You guys are supposed to just send me a copy of it. That's all it is.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey, Jeremy.
yeah, you too, man.
Now here's where it turns personal. The officer recognizes him, brings up past encounters, even shifts the focus away from the actual issue. That's another tactic. When the argument weakens, change the subject. But the man stays on track, keeps it about rights, law, and accountability. Even when questioned about his intentions, he gives only what's necessary. That's key. You don't owe explanations beyond what the law requires.
Don't violate anybody's rights. You can't trespass them unless they're committing a crime on private property. You can.
ILCS, criminal trespass.
Well, that's criminal trespass. Yeah, this isn't criminal.
Trespass
You know-
in itself is a criminal statute.
No, it's not. Trespass is a civil matter until you go back.
What class were you in at the police academy when you learned the laws?
Oh, did you learn laws?
I did while I was in the police academy. Yes, I did.
Okay, well, you need to go back and study that one,
Okay,
because
if you would, just make sure that goes on YouTube so I can find it and watch it later.
you'll.
And here's the takeaway. Clear and direct. This interaction exposes two major problems. Lack of legal knowledge and abuse of authority. Mixing up public and private property. Misunderstanding trespass laws. And trying to enforce opinions instead of facts. That's dangerous. All right, guys, this is exactly why you need to stay informed. Because if you don't know your rights, someone else will try to define them for you. Stay sharp and always record.